Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here, a very warm welcome to you. My name's Emily and I'm a knitter, crocheter and very occasional sewer. Today's episode is my usual podcast, so I'll be covering any finished objects, of which there is one this week. It's a total surprise because it was a complete surprise to me too, so yep, that's in there. There's also updates on my works in progress, any cast-ons and any acquisitions. So if that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned and we'll get stuck straight in. Hello everyone! Oh my goodness, it always feels so long. How are you all? I hope you're all doing well and that you've had absolutely amazing couple of weeks. I have been, as per usual, very busy. This week just gone actually was a bit more busy than normal because at the weekend I got to see my sister, and then I also got to see quite a few of my family actually, because one of my cousins, her son turned 1. So we were invited for a mini barbecue celebration type thing, which was really lovely, and I was so touched to have been invited. So I hastily had to make something, obviously. So that is the sneaky finished object that I'll get to in a minute. In terms of updates, I don't have too many for you, apart from the fact that I'm going to try and do this episode quite quickly. Famous last words, right? I haven't been able to do as much as normal, I don't think, but then every time I come to actually look at it all, I think, oh, actually no, I have done a fair amount. But I think in terms of finished objects, it's just not what I feel they should be. But I'm going easy on myself. It has been busy, it has been extremely busy, because with the summer holidays, my partner and I, we don't have kids, so everybody else in the office have kids, so it's been down to the skeleton crew at work basically, which has been me and a couple of others here and there. So it's been very busy. But my holiday is next week and I cannot wait. It is my birthday this weekend. I don't know if you can see it. Oh no, that way. The wonderful Fred Astaire. I adore Fred Astaire, but anyway, that's one of my birthday cards. But yes, that's this weekend, and my partner and I usually go away around this time of year even. But we've both been ridiculously busy and hadn't got anything booked. We had a couple of ideas thrown around, maybe Florence. Florence was in there, and then had a little look at prices and such, and the hotels were a little bit more pricier than we were hoping. So we have decided we're going to Bruges. It is our fail-safe. We love Bruges. And you can't go wrong with Bruges, right? Absolutely love it there. So I'm just so excited. So that's where we're going next week. We're going to go to Bruges for a couple of days for a bit of R&R, as much is needed. So yes, I will try and do some recording. I'm not entirely sure, you know, in terms of crafting or yarny goodness, content, I'm not sure I'm going to have that much for you next week. Not that I do it weekly anymore. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I might just get a few snippets here and there of the holiday and just sneak it in the next video. But yeah, that's what's happening and I'm so excited. Right, now I am going to get stuck in because yes, my intros are always ridiculously long and I have a lot to do today. I'm running very behind. The boiler man was here this morning, so he took up most of my general pottering around the house, I should say, time. So I'm trying to catch up, and I've got swimming tonight, so I've got to get tea cooking so that I can eat in good time before I go swimming. But yes, I have still extended the intro. Right, on to finished objects. As I said in my intro and in my long update section, I don't know if I said it in my... Anyway, this is why podcasts end up being very long. Tangents here, there and everywhere. I do have a finished object for you this week. It is so exciting, but I don't have it physically here to show you. However, I do have the yarn and I do have a little bit of footage. So I'm going to start with the yarn and then we'll get into what I made. So this year, I can't remember how many times I've said it, but I have said it at some point. One of my goals this year was to try and start using up my stash. My Find Your Fade shawl, no, it is not finished. I still need to tie in the ends. I will get there, I promise. But that shawl was a prime example of using up my stash. I used 7 skeins of yarn from stash, so fabulous. This next project, this finished object, is also a project using yarns from stash. I was initially going to buy yarn, went to Hobbycraft, which is a local, well, it's not really local to me. I don't have any shops local to me. In case you don't know, I live in a very small village and the only shop we have is a pub. That's it, nothing else. Yes, it's fine. I love it. It's very, you know, remote. It's nice. I love it. But yeah, no local yarn shop at all. I think we have to drive at least 20-30 minutes to get to the local yarn store, which for me was near my work. So I went to the Hobbycraft by work and had a little look at the yarns. I'm sorry, I just wasn't feeling them. I just had in my mind that I wanted to use a natural fibre, and every yarn I looked at was not a natural fibre. So whether the shop by me just didn't stock the natural fibres, because I know they stock them, they show up online. I don't know, because they were all a mix. All the natural fibres were mixed with like a synthetic fibre, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But I really wanted to do something a little bit lush for my cousin's son. I know he's only going to be able to wear it for another year, but anyway. So I decided to use yarn from stash, and the yarn I chose was this. It is Northampton Valley Yarns and it's 100% wool. It is a little bit rustic, but honestly, once washed, it's just so soft. It's beautiful. So this is what I used. This I actually used for a sweater that I made. Oh, it was a long time ago now, but it was a pattern by Tiff Nealon, and it was such a beautiful pattern. I totally forget the name of the pattern, but this is the yarn that I used. And this colourway is natural. I'll show you that one. There you go, natural. And then I used this colourway. As you can see, there's not a lot left. So that's the colourway that I used. And that one is called, it's the same yarn again, but that one is called Stonewashed Heather. Beautiful colour. So I used those two together. Now, as I said before, I had these in stash. So although my cousin has a boy, I didn't pick the colours. So it just so happened that they were white and blue. So yeah, I think had I chosen colours, they probably would have been like a brown or something. I know my cousin isn't too fussed about, you know, boy colours or girl colours, but yeah, it just so happened that those were the colours that I had because I made a jumper with those. So the jumper that I made was, oh, I love this jumper, I love this pattern. It was the Flax Sweater by Tin Can Knits. I'd almost forgotten who it was by then. I haven't actually written it down, which was so stupid of me. The Flax Sweater by Tin Can Knits. It's an absolutely fantastic pattern. If you haven't seen the pattern or made the pattern, I'm going to shift, no, I'll shift that way, there we go. And here I'm going to put in a picture of the pattern, and then, oh, it's just a beautiful pattern. I'm sure many of you have seen it, either seen it or made it yourself. It's such a classic pattern. It's this beautiful knit sweater with beautiful garter stitch panels. I can do it. Garter stitch panels down both sleeves. Beautiful, absolutely stunning. And yeah, just, you know, the normal rib, cuffs, neck, and I never know, hem? Is it hem of the sweater? I'm not sure. But anyway, it's such a beautiful, beautiful pattern. So I had the bright idea, because I had more of the natural than I did the stonewashed heather. I thought I'm going to do stonewashed heather body with the cuffs, all the ribbed bits in this blue, which is what I did. So I'm going to put in some footage now. I did take a video. It's not the best, so whether it has made it into the final cut, who knows. So you might see the video now, or I have photos, so I'll put some photos in as well. But it is the cutest thing. I have never made a sweater. I have made a cardigan for my cousin, but that's an adult size, and I was able to measure it off, kind of off myself, because she's a very similar frame to me. But this sweater, oh my gosh, I've never made one for a child before, so I don't know what child dimensions are. I'm going to scooch over now because it's gone. I'm assuming it's gone. So yeah, I made it for size 1 year to 2 year, I think. Because he's 1, it'll give him at least a year of wear, I'm hoping, or a couple of months. I don't know how babies work in terms of their growing patterns. I know I was 1 once, but I haven't really any experience with children, so I don't know. But fingers crossed, my cousin's going to get some good use out of it, and her son will look beautiful in it, I hope. Well, I hope he enjoys it anyway. But yeah, so that was my finished objects. It's technically my cast on, but yeah, because I finished it, I thought I'd show you anyway. So I'm super excited, and I absolutely loved making a sweater for a child. So one of my other cousins who also had a baby last year, her daughter should be coming up to 1 as well, so I might make another one. That one I might need to buy more yarn for, because this is possibly not enough. I do have a tiny bit more of that, but I don't think that's enough to make a sweater. I should have measured it and weighed it all, but anyway, that is that. On to works in progress. I am going to have a quick drink because, as I say, it's been very hot in the UK. I may not have said that. This is my second take, by the way, because I'd left a project upstairs. So I may have said that in the previous video, but it's been very hot in the UK, so I'm drinking a lot of water. And no tea. No tea. I've had 1 cup of tea today, which is very sad. But anyway, works in progress. The first work in progress that I have to show you, I'm very excited about, because it's not very often seen on this channel. It's a very long-term project, but I need it to be finished. But it's very slow going because of how big it is and how hard it is to manoeuvre. But the first work in progress that I have to show you is my diamond lattice rug. Oh my goodness, hang on. My diamond lattice rug by Lily Knits. Oh my goodness, there we go. Oh, it's big. It is big, but if I show you where I got to last time I showed you, it's there. So I've only done about maybe 2 rows, 2 maybe 3 rows. There you go. Yeah, it's not too many rows that I've done, but it is, it's really heavy as well, which doesn't help. It is a rug, so that, yes, that explains why. But I've got a fair chunk to go because this is the width here, and I need a much longer length because it needs to fill quite a big space. So that's why it's going to be as big as it is. Now, the yarn that I've used, I'm going to see if I can show you without it reflecting too much, is ribbon, so hobby ribbon, and it's 100% cotton. This colour, it just says colour 2, so I don't have a colourway name for you. I know they have colourway names because when I bought it, I'm pretty sure this one had a colourway name. So this is the colour of the other one. It's exactly the same yarn, but the colourway is, this packet says, colour 6. So that's colour 2 and that's colour 6. So yeah, unfortunately I don't have the actual colourway names for you. You'd have to go on the website, but I used Lily Knits has the pattern on their blog, and if you go on there and you have a look, I believe it's a free pattern, and if you go on there, I used the exact same colourway that she used, so that should have the names of the colourway. Because I've been looking for a rug for so long for this space in front of me. It's a very big space, and I wanted a very big rug, kind of like a black and white, but not so stark, like not so contrasty. I wanted the black to not be so prominent, if that makes sense. I wanted them to look a little rustic, I don't know, worn maybe that's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, I just wanted it to be this very geometric rug, and I couldn't find anything that matched what I had in my head. And then one day I came across an image of this rug, and I just thought, that's my rug, that is the rug that I want. And yeah, the fact that I can make it myself, I mean, don't get me wrong, it takes ages. It takes a long time to crochet up, but oh, it's absolutely beautiful. And when it's finished, it's going to be absolutely brilliant. And it's 100% cotton as well, so it's going to be nice, not too bad to clean. However, it's so heavy, it's not going in the washing machine, it's going in the bath. And I wash it. Oh, yeah, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, so that is the Diamond Lattice Rug by Lily Knits. Now, let me have a look at what my next one is. My next project that I have to show you that I've worked on in the past couple of weeks are my Contrast Blast socks by Stephen West. As you can see, they've not come along too much, but that is where I last showed you to. So I finished off that section, and basically I've just finished clue 2. So I've done the heel flap and the heel turn. So yeah, I'm still not to where I got to initially before I ripped back, but yeah, I'm getting there. I am getting there, and I'm so pleased that I didn't do the pearl stitches which created that raised bit there. I'm so glad that I ripped back for that, because I feel like this is a much better texture for me. So those are my Contrast Blast socks. So I'm trying to get a wiggle on because I'm very conscious that the day is getting away with me. Right, the next project that I have to show you, hang on, let me get it out. It's a little bit buried, there we go, is my Rad Plaid Cowl by Andrea Mowry. So I've not done a massive amount on this, and I think, again, I think my progress hasn't been as much this time round because I had to panic make my cousin's little present, but yes, sorry, I'm just checking I haven't dropped anything over there. But Rad Plaid Cowl, that is where I got to the last time I showed you. So I've done not a massive amount, as you can see, but it's coming along slowly but surely. It's going to be, I feel like it's going to, oh, that looks lovely, doesn't it? It's going to be quite a slow process, I think, but it is lovely, and I have really enjoyed the process of this actually, and it's such a intuitive pattern that I don't need the actual pattern to read from anymore. The only thing I need to try and remember is how long I need to do this pattern for. So I do need to find the pattern, I'm not entirely sure where it is. But yeah, so the Rad Plaid Cowl by Andrea Mowry. The yarn I'm using is by Boscastle Yarns, who I highly recommend as per usual. She's brilliant. They are the colourways. So here we go. This is the first colourway. This is Valencia Valley. Let me get the label out for you. All of these are on sock base, so they are 75% merino, 25% nylon, 4-ply sock yarn. So this first one here, as I said, is Valencia Valley, and here's the label just to show you. Boscastle Yarn. Highly recommend her. She's got some absolutely stunning colourways for Geo Gradient, is it? The new Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, which will be starting next month. So do check her out because she's got some absolutely beautiful colourways. I have already ordered mine, not from Tanya, but I have ordered it from somewhere else just because I'd spied someone's reel and it was the perfect colourway. I was supposed to be dyeing my own, but I didn't because I am far too busy lately. This is the other colour. I love this colour. I absolutely adore this colour. And this one I think is Gorse and Granite. Am I right? Yes, Gorse and Granite. Beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely adore it. Oh, yes. Now this, oh, even more love. This one is, I think, I always forget the name of this one. Is it Crowdy? I do apologise, Tanya. Yes, Crowdy. That colour is just, oh, gorgeous. So yes, these are the 3 yarns that I'm using, and they are by Boscastle Yarn. Lovely. So pleased. I am trying my best to actually tell you what yarns I'm using, because I know before I never used to tell you, I don't think. So I'm doing my best. And as I've said that, I've realised I've left the yarn for the next project. Oh no, I haven't. For one of the projects, I've left the yarn labels all the way over there. So I'll do my best to remember what they were. Yes, I'll do my best. Anyway, the next project that I have done some work on is my Musselburgh Hat by Isolde Teague. And there it is. Oh, when you look at it like this, it does look a little bit stripy. Oh, such a beautiful colourway that. Really like it. Okay, so last time I showed you, I was here. and then I've done that much. I've done quite a bit on this. This is my bedtime knitting, so I'll just read my book and knit away. So yeah, it's coming along very, very slowly. This is for a knit along with oh, my brain is failing today. This is for a knit along. It is the Fall Hat and Cowl knit along or make along. I think it's make along with Linda Simpson of Linda Simpson Designs, also known as Disley Sisterz Creationz here on YouTube. And yeah, this is what I was working on for that. I believe it's running until the early November, but I would like to get this finished before October, purely because as soon as the mystery knit along for Stephen West starts, everything else just falls to the wayside basically. But that is where I am up to on this, and I'm absolutely loving it. The pattern is fantastic. It is so versatile. It's just brilliant. It's absolutely, I can see why so many people enjoy making this pattern, and why so many people make so many different variations of it, and why so many people make so many of them. But yes, that is mine. The yarn I'm using, let me get the label, is, you'll have to excuse, the label is normally flat, but I scrunched it up and put it in the ball band, so you'll just have to excuse the folds. It is Dye and Knit by Kate. That is who the yarn is dyed by, and this one in particular is called Universe. It is 60% superwash merino, 20% superfine alpaca and 20% nylon. And here it is, although you've seen it knit up, so yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Look at that alpaca, it's lovely. Oh, it's so soft, so soft. But yeah, Musselburgh Hat. It's going to be really cozy, and it hopefully should be ready for when the weather starts to get a bit colder. Right, the next project that I have to show you, as I've said, I have left the wall bands over there. I may have mentioned it in my previous podcast, so please feel free to check back to that one. The yarn, I'm going to start with the yarn just because, no I'm not. The next project I have done some work on is my Pink Fizz by Andrea Mowry. Now this pattern, hang on, let me sort it out. Where's my marker? There it is. Right, so I got to here. I then blocked the sweater, did I? No, I didn't. I got to here. And then I carried on knitting until I got to the point where you split basically. And then I blocked it and just kind of tested it to make sure that I was happy with the size, which I was. So then I carried on. So if I hold it up now, this is it's really hard to hold up because it's split in two. I might hold it the other way around. Hang on, I think that might be better. If I hold it the other way around. Yes, there we go. So, that is where we're at. It's not very helpful, is it? There we go. Here is where I got to. So actually I've done loads on this, haven't I? Here is where I got to the last time I showed you. So I have managed to come all the way to about here where it splits, and then I've done this part of the front section. If I just turn this around, you can see where it splits. There you go. So you can see better where it splits. What I have done is I have put in a lifeline. So I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah, you can. I've put in a lifeline, and that is where it splits, just in case when I've done all of this work and I think actually I want it to be longer, then I can actually just rip it back and to the lifeline and then carry on. The lifeline's on both sides, so I'm all right. But this sweater is absolutely beautiful and I absolutely adore it. I'm getting tangled up, but that's fine. There we go. I absolutely adore it. You can see actually, let me come closer again. Can't decide where to sit. This lace work has opened up absolutely beautifully where I've blocked it, and it's just stunning. So you get 4 of these lacework panels throughout the sweater. You get 2 on the front. Hang on. There's needles and cables and oh, that's what's happened. Hang on. There we go. Right. So you get two lacework panels on the front, and then if I turn it round you get the 2 lacework panels on the back as well. It's just beautiful. Now when it was in the round I really enjoyed it and I could not put it down. It was so much fun to just keep knitting in the round. But now that I'm on this split section, this top section, I'm finding it a little harder, and that's purely because you do, obviously one round is knit and then the way back is purled, or wrong side if you will. So doing the lace work that way, I find it quite, I have to engage my brain a bit more, so it's just taking me that bit longer than in the round did. So yeah, that's why I'm not as far as I would like to be, but it's just beautiful and I'm absolutely loving it. I feel like it's going to be, I'm going to hold it upside down again and hold it against me. I feel like it's going to be wonderful. It is going to be oversized. Now I know this was the problem with my For Fox's Sake, but For Fox's Sake is different in the sense that it was a yoked sweater, and the colour work I think just wouldn't work with that gapiness at the front, because I feel like colour work needs to sit a bit more form fitted. Not necessarily overly form fitted, but when you've got big gapes that you can actually grab and it feels like you can fold over, that's where it becomes a problem. But this is going to be sort of a, is it drop shoulder? So the sleeves are going to start a bit lower down the arm than, you know, on a yoked sweater. Words are failing me today. But yes, so this is going to work absolutely beautiful. And I think if you look at the pattern, Andrea's her sleeves do start a bit further down the arm, so it is supposed to be a bit more loose fitted, I believe. So yes, this is just such a great project and I do highly recommend the pattern. It's brilliant. The yarn I've used is so soft. It's so soft. The yarn I've used are these 2 here. Now I'm scared I'm not going to have enough, because I bought the yarn many years ago, probably about 2 years ago. It's not many at all, but about 2 years ago I bought the yarn, and these were the colours that I bought. This one I think is Debbie Bliss Rialto 4-ply. That feels correct. But this is the colourway. It's beautiful. It's like a pinky colour. Really, really nice. Really, really soft. I'd love to make a sweater just out of this yarn because it's just so soft. And then the mohair that I'm holding with it is Drops Kid Silk Mohair. That seems to ring a bell. Could be. But it's this almost purpley colour. So the 2 together create this really beautiful kind of pinky purple just medley. It's beautiful. I'm really pleased with how the colours come out, and if I hold these 2 together you can see that that's how that's worked. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it, and I think it's going to be so lovely to wear. It's just can I have it now? It's not ready yet. But yes, I'm very much looking forward to finishing that at some point, hopefully soon. But as I said, I'm very nervous that I'm going to run out of yarn. And I tried, before I started the project, I did start swatching. I did one swatch and then I panicked and thought, no, stop before you get too carried away and check if they still have the yarn. I believe they had the yarn for, I could find one of them, but the dye lot had changed, and the other one I couldn't seem to find at all. So I'm not entirely sure why, but it just wasn't there. So yeah, I don't know, I'm a bit nervous. I'm really hoping that I have enough, because I want to be able to do the sleeves as long as, because I like long sleeves, especially on something a bit oversized. I like oversized sleeves. But in my head I'm a bit nervous about that. So what I'm going to do is, when I start the sleeves, I'm going to try and do them together, or I'm going to keep weighing the yarn just to make sure that I can, you know, have enough. But if there's not enough, I can always do like a 3/4 sleeve, so just a small sleeve. But yeah, that's going to be fun. Anyway, those are all, I think, yes, all of my works in progress. So yeah, not as much work as I'd hoped, but as I say, I think that is purely because of the surprise panic knitting last week of my cousin's son's jumper. But yes, we shall see. I've not done any work on my Toft Birds of Christmas. Lydia is still unsewn, not sewn together. She's in a bag over there, bless her. And Margot the Swan is still, no, I haven't done anything on her. And the same with Florence Nightingale. She's so close to being finished. I should probably just, yeah. I feel like I just need to do these things, just bite the bullet and do it. Anyway, on to cast-ons. There are no cast-ons for this past couple of weeks. The only cast-on I had was actually in my finished objects because I cast it on and finished it in the space of a few days, so that was pretty good. So acquisitions, I do have one for you. I am trying my best to cut down on the amount I spend, she says, when she's got loads of stuff coming. Well, I say loads of stuff. I did sign up for, no, I'm going to show you what I got first and then I'll tell you what's coming. So the acquisition that I got this month is this lovely Alexandra's Garden vegetables book by Toft. Well, by Kerry Lord of Toft, I should say. This book I pre-ordered, I can't remember, quite a while ago. So I'm really, really pleased that it is finally here. Very, very pleased. And inside, well, before I show you that, actually, inside it has been signed by Kerry, which is lovely. Really like that. It's all the vegetable patterns. Absolutely, oh, they're so lovely. We've got things like, I'm going to try not to show too much. There we go. Things like that inside. They're just lovely, actually. And it's got this lovely dust jacket. So if I take the dust jacket off, you can see. There you go. That's probably better, isn't it? The book and one of the projects. Just so cute. Oh, lovely. So I'm really happy that that's here, so I can put it next to the other book that I've got. And they look really nice together because they've both got these dust jackets. Looks well nice. And the little gift that we got was a patch. And here it is. It's so sweet. Little beetroot patch. So yeah, that can go in my little patch collection. Right, so the other acquisitions that I have that are on their way, they just didn't arrive today. One of them was I signed up for Toft's Dye Club subscription. So I'm quite excited. That has been shipped, I think. When was that shipped? I think that was shipped today. So hopefully it'll come by Saturday. Fingers crossed. We shall see. But that's on its way. I'm very excited to see that because I've not done the Dye Club before and I was super intrigued. So yeah, I signed up. One of the other things that I am waiting for, yes, is my Stephen West Mystery Knit Along Geo Gradient set. So I ordered from Bird Street Yarns. They're one of my favourite dyers, and when they did their reel of all their different colourways, I really, really wanted a specific one that they had. So because they were away at a yarn show, their website was closed, so I couldn't order it. Then I went on to their website when they got back from the yarn show and finally loaded up the website again. That particular colour, that particular set of colours wasn't there. It was called Lipstick and I thought it looked amazing. But I didn't lose heart. I carried on looking, seeing what they had, and they had a colour set called Sultry. What can I say? I couldn't resist. It was wonderful. So I purchased that. It is on its way, hopefully soon. I'm not sure when it will be here though. But yeah, next time I speak to you all, hopefully I will have it and I can show you. And I'm very excited. The other item that I have coming is a very unusual one in the sense that it's not yarn and it's not anything yarn related. It is a subscription box, but it is fabric. So it is the Sew Hayley Jane subscription box. So I have that coming for September. I'm very excited. I've seen other people open theirs, not the September one because they were sent out yesterday, I believe. So hopefully it'll be here tomorrow, possibly. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. So you get the fabric. I believe you get, I think this month is the last month for the fat quarters, and then from October onwards, October subscription onwards, honestly, I think it's lack of water and food at this point in time. From October subscription onwards, they are getting rid of the fat quarters, and then instead they are giving you an extra around about 1 metre of fabric, so that's probably going to be a bit more useful than having loads of fat quarters lying around. Well, I don't know if I've actually signed up for it. I need to check my account. But yes, I thought I would give that a go for this month and maybe October, because I love the month of October. And yeah, I'm quite intrigued to see what fabric is in that box. So we'll see. We'll see how I feel when I get back from holiday as to whether or not I want to sign up for it again. The other thing that I have coming, I've just remembered, is my Beehive Yarns 13 Days of Halloween box. So it's like an advent box, but it's for the 13 days of Halloween. So I'm very excited, and it is Wednesday inspired. So the Netflix series Wednesday, the yarn is inspired by that show. And I think I added an extra tonal in with mine. So get 100 gram, 13 20 gram minis to open up, and then 100 gram skein of yarn at the end. And I think she gives you ideas for what you can make. So anyway, that will be coming hopefully by the end of September. So by the next time, my next podcast, hopefully all of that will arrive and I can show you. And touch wood, I will have behaved, although I may buy some in Bruges. We'll see what happens. But touch wood, I will start winding down on the purchasing. Who knows? I just get excited. Anyway, I am going to leave that there. Thank you so much for watching and for listening to me waffle, as always. And I hope you have an absolutely amazing couple of weeks, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.